So we're going to be shooting through a dirty window to create romantic, raw photographs. So a few days ago, we were looking at some inspiration photos with an amazing person that I met here in LA, Francesca, and we were discussing what could we do in terms of portraits. You know, you always try to come up with some sort of ideas, and you don't know exactly which direction you want to go to. But luckily, she told me like what inspires you, what are you feeling, and I thought, you know, one of the photographers that inspires me a lot, and it just feels like he's always on my mind whenever I'm shooting, is the incredible sensuality and sensitivity that a photographer that unfortunately passed away recently always seems to achieve. Mr. Peter Lindbergh himself. Peter Lindbergh, if you look at his work, he has this very romantic way of photographing people. The people feel very organic and just like no barriers, no defense barriers, just incredible. And to do that, I thought, you know, I have this book by him called Shadows on the Wall, and this book, it has incredible imagery of some of the most powerful actors in Hollywood and singers and whatnot. But like, these photos of like Alicia Vikander, it has such a strong, powerful feel to it, and it just feels very black and white, very honest, very beautiful, and you know, not perfect lighting. It just has that sensuality to it all, as you can see it there. And so because of that, I thought, okay, I think what I want to do is, instead of, you don't want to copy it, you want to be inspired by it, right? That's the key. You want to be inspired by the photographs. So I decided that to create this kind of look, instead of going for that super harsh look, I'll do something similar, but I'm inspired by the ruggedness of it all. So I'm going to do it through using a window it's like a door that's like has windows in it, and I picked it up at a scrapyard a few months ago, and it was just like trash, and I thought, hey, that's, you know, somebody's trash is somebody else's treasure, right? So especially if you're a photographer. So I'm gonna practice that today, and we're going to do the photo shoot, and I'm gonna bring you on for the ride. All right, this is the practice session. There's Paco, my mannequin head, which I have used for years. So here we start shooting without a light, just to see what it looks like through the window. Then we turn on the Aperture 300 light storm, and we actually create the light going through the window to make it dirty, like not such clean light, but kind of mess it up a little bit to see what that looks like. Now I'm doing double windows, and I'm shooting to see what happens if you double down on the windows, the light going through those dirty windows. In this case, now we're trying to create shadows on walls and diagrams and graphics on the wall using the frame of the wood, and we're trying to go for small windows, big windows, just all depending on the distance of the lights. You can see small, large, you can get the perfect graphic basically imprinted on the wall. Just depends, you have to play around, so you don't play with this with your clients. You kind of want to have this down. Now we're just creating a black background to get that cool mood with the black background instead of white. So the point of this is about not being photographed. You're not being photographed, but you do have to have good posture. So that's the only thing. Okay, so let's see. In photo shoots like this, you really need to learn when to talk and when not to talk, and in this case, you don't. She already saw the photos of Peter Lindbergh. We already kind of got a gist of what we're trying to achieve here, but we're not trying to photograph how beautiful Francesca is. We're trying to photograph who she is at that moment in her life. Basically, what's happening in her life, what are her goals, what are her achievements, what are her problems, what's going through her mind as a human being. And that's how you get to the soul of the person instead of just photographing what they look like. It's a very different type of shoot. So I'm basically making basic arrangements on the post, but literally I'm letting her get into character of who she is at that moment. So doing it this way, you will capture an expression that looks beautiful, something that has soul, something that comes alive in the eye. sec. Oh, glass is nice and dirty here.
Nice and dirty, said no one ever about stained glass.
Yeah, this is very dirty glass. Let's see here. Just gonna go here. Okay, so nice posture, but sit down normally. Good. And then a little bias towards that direction. And then it's just gonna be fun, subtle movements.
You notice actually I'm talking in a very soft way.
Feeling.
I don't want to be screaming at her and be like, oh my God, like that will destroy the mood, right? You want to keep the voice exactly what you want her to do and feel. Consistency. They mirror what the photographer is doing, how he's talking or she, how
really
he's acting or she's
relaxed.
acting.
Gorgeousness, gorgeousness. Stop. You like nailed it. That was good. That was good. Hold on. Just you, just thinking, just you're at your house. You're at your house, you're not doing it, no one's taking your picture, you're just chilling. Thinking. Just thinking. It's kind of fun capturing photos of you just thinking.
Oh, okay, all right, manifesting an idea.
Thoughts. Thoughts. And then gorgeousness. Gorgeousness. Look at that.
You're basically stop talking for a while because you can't tell her to think and have thoughts about, whatever's running through her mind. If you keep talking to her, people, you gotta, like I said, you gotta learn when to stop talking. And this is the time.
Posture.
Posture is just little correction so she doesn't actually start slouching.
Okay, guys.
What's up?
Now, Dr. Francesca and I going to the second setup. We're gonna be doing kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, like a spotlight look, like Hollywood spotlight dancer kind of thing. You have the spotlight in the theater, that kind of thing. We're gonna do that. To do that, I am using a Pro Photo. Let me show you the setup here. I am using a Pro Photo with a spotlight mount made by Aperture. And that guy has a 26-degree mount on it, 26-degree thing. And this is a Pro Photo B1. What that does is it creates the circle around her, as you can see. So with that being said, we should be able to start shooting and see what we can get. All right, hope you guys can see it. All right, here we go. Let's start. I'm gonna change my aperture, I'm gonna go to 200 ISO. I'm at f4 and I'm at 160. Let's see what that does. Let's take a look. You gotta be at 70 at least, I would say, for this to look good. Sick. Okay. Sick. Okay, guys, we are having a little bit of a problem. Yes, we are. So we're gonna fix it. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm gonna fix this.
What do we gotta fix?
Well, it looks like we need some fill light. So I'm going to grab a fill light. Let's see, I need another Pro Photo. Where's another one? Here we go.
And I feel helpless up here, but not moving.
Here's another Pro Photo. We have a wide zoom on it, which is fine. It will work for our purposes. We're gonna put it here. And then we're going to point this directly at the wall behind me. And then that is going to, in turn, bounce light back into Francesca. Okay, let's check it out. Let's test it. Oh, that's definitely firing. All right, we have a yellow gel on it, which we may have to remove. But let's take a look. what it looks like with it. Okay, so she looks awesome there. Very cool. That yellow gel looks pretty fun. I'm gonna change my aperture from f4 to f5.6. And we are going to move this and put it so it doesn't actually reach the light into my lens. We're gonna put it right there. So there it is. That light is gonna bounce against that wall, which will bounce against her. Okay? So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna remove the yellow. Actually, I'll do one with the yellow just to see what it looks like from this perspective, and then I'll remove it later. 1, 2, 3. Make yourself taller, tall neck. That's cool. Cool. Let's take a few shots with this yellow gel. Good. Good. Tall neck, tall neck. Lead with your eye. Bring your eye closer to me. That's it. Symmetrical, symmetrical. That's it. Let's do some symmetry. Yep, with the hands too. That's perfect. Amazing. Just make small adjustments to your, oops, it's not firing. Hold on a second, guys. That's not firing. Okay, here we go. Here we go, we got this. 1, 2, 3. Chin up a little bit, lips slightly parted, relax your eyes. Symmetrical, symmetrical with the chin. Good. Let me remove the yellow.
How's it looking?
It's looking really cool.
Okay.
We're getting the yellow out of there. Okay, that's symmetric. Anything symmetrical will look cool, so let's do that. You have a very symmetrical picture going on. So let me just put this circle right in the middle of you. There you go. Keep the symmetry as much as you can. Everything symmetrical. Then bend your elbows attached so you can get the same space between your arm. Chin up. Chin down a bit. That's it. Chin up a tad. Very nice. And lower the power of this fill light from 8 to 7. Stop.
You know what's inspiring is Black Swan.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know what to do.
Let's do that again because I changed the lighting. That's it. That was good. Still symmetrical again. Symmetrical again. 1, 2. Just think symmetry all the way through. Good. Good. Gorgeous. Nice. Okay. Now I'll do some stuff in movement though. So instead of being posy so much,
Yes.
we'll move into framing your face.
Yes.
Just put your hands out. Bring your lumbar up. Make sure you're yeah. And then we're gonna continue in the spirit of symmetry, but just we're gonna do it more in movement. Okay.
Okay.
And then-
Okay.
Yeah, you look good. You're looking really good. I'm gonna increase the power of this from 8 to 8.8, almost a stop. And I'm going to change the ISO on this from 200 to 125. Let's take a look. Yes. Chin up a little bit. Strong poses, very doll-like, that's it.
What you're seeing here is me shooting through my studio's window shear. Creates like a cool little effect on the lens. And I'm also using a Profoto P1 bouncing against the wall. And what that does is that it creates a little bit of fill light on the other side of her face that's far away from the window, basically.
Your nose is in the sun?
Without the Profoto
the
light, it
camera
will
real
be
quick.
very pitch dark on the other side. So you kind of need to have some sort of fill.
Chin down. Relax. Look at the camera.
I think the results are absolutely beautiful, and it's
Beautiful.
very unique. It looks cool.
Francesca, so you came for some black and white, kind of dreamy stuff. What is some advice you may have for people that are photographing models that are maybe trying to do shoots? I mean, some people would say you're intimidating to photograph. What would be some advice like on how to treat a model, how to approach it? Like what are some things that they could get some value out of?
Kind of like let the model do his or her thing. And when she lands and commits to a certain pose, reassure her, whether it's through words or clicks, like clicks with the camera, so that she gains the confidence to further commit to that pose. So
Right.
when I was up on that block, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I looked like while I was doing it. But when you started to click, I just kind of committed to that pose.
Right.
And
So
I
that
felt very confident doing that.
Right. So the affirmation is important, but not over affirmation. Right.
Affirmation is very important, yeah. Whether you do it through several clicks or you just simply say, right there, don't move, good, perfect. And it's so interesting with all the photographers that I've worked with, they would say like, oh yeah, sexy, oh yeah, and then
Oh, that's awesome.
oh, I mean, like it can be like very, oh, and then you're like, oh. But you say the right words, you say sensual, perfect, ooh, I felt that, yes. Don't move, and then click, 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 and then I just kind of commit to it.
So when a photographer's like, make love to the camera, baby, that's you're just like creeper.
What if this like a young model who's never experienced that? They don't know what they think they know what they're doing.
Make love. It's make love to the camera. I like it when they say that kind of thing, like, you know,
Yes.
that's like the cliche things photographers sometimes say. I recommend people not to do cliche lines like that. Either be real or don't do it at all. Would you agree?
Why would you want to be cliche with your affirmations and your direction when you're trying to shoot originality?
Oh, exactly. If you're trying to be original, and isn't the person you're photographing her own individual person? So using a cliche that just looks like you use the same assembly line of words for every single model, it's not like they don't know that you're doing it. It's not like they don't know that you're like, oh, you say the same thing to every single person. It doesn't feel like you're being treated like a true individual. It makes you feel like you're photo shoot number 768. Right? Kind of.
Sums it up, yeah. I agree.
So we had a pretty intense setup for the first one because we were trying to create a dirty, smudgy look. And then we went to a spotlight thing using a spotlight. I think and then the last one we did the window with the curtain in front of the lens to create that dreamy, hazy effect. But I think at the end, all we did was try to have fun and be creative with our lighting and posing.
That's really it.
That's
yeah.
it?
And the common theme that we used was black and white, whether it can, and you know, I even did it not only with my clothing, but also with my makeup. I did more of a black look this time, but I knew for the smudgy kind of complex window pane effect, I really wanted to just keep it natural.
Yeah.
And you captured me naturally.
Yeah, and we came up with some sort of theme
Yeah.
together. We were like, let's do some clothes, some like black and white. But guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you later. I just think it's important for you to hear from a model herself what it feels like to be photographed by photographers, and maybe some tips on how to make them feel better and more, you know, valued, respected, and original, and being treated like individuals, you know, not like you don't know what you're doing. Affirmation's important. Too much affirmation it becomes generic, so you have to be careful with that. And with that,
Yeah.
thank you, Francesca. We'll
Yeah.
see you guys next time.
See you later.
Take care. Bye.